What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends? This is Coach E on behalf of Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep. We are accepting new clients on both sides. Now, on that personal training side, we are located at Fit Circuit. That is 22141 Rockside Road, Bedford Heights, Ohio, 44146. Now, we do offer one-on-one personal training, group training, one-on-one boxing cardio class. That is noon every Saturday, sports-specific training, and weight loss. On that meal side, we do offer personalized meal prep, catering, charcuterie boards, fresh fruit and vegetable juicing. Now, for us to get in touch with you and for you to get in touch with us, reach out to us on www.perfecttimefitness.com and sign up for those things previously mentioned. We are waiting to hear from you and can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for reaching out in advance. Peace.
Break.
Okay. All right now. Y'all heard the beat. Y'all heard the round of applause. So you know what that time is. It's time to welcome you to another episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons with your boy, Coach E, local neighborhood high school football coach, local neighborhood high school basketball coach, local neighborhood high school track coach, also most importantly, co-CEO, El Presidente, Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep head trainer at Perfect Time Fitness, www.perfecttimefitness.com. Get this podcast. Download it wherever you get your podcast to listen to on the go. Also, watch every episode that we have been doing for the last forever on Coach E's YouTube page. Also, subscribe, like, share the page with people. Let's spread the word. Let's get entertained by these people that you love so much. That's why you tune it in. I don't blame you. I would tune in myself. Now you got all the invites and everything. We got two assistant coaches on the left and my right. Left, right. Zen on the left hand side. What is going on? Guardians? Is it still Guardians? You still on mute?
Man, you are on mute, buddy. Still muted. I don't.
Yeah, first place. I told you. Until we in the playoffs, man. This hat is not coming off. You're going to see this every pod, no matter what. So, Dead Gang has been reunited again.
We back.
And I see the third Dead comes in representing the second best team in the SEC on this podcast. Y'all know Roll Tide.
Oh, shit.
Always first on this podcast.
No, it's not.
Ain't nothing south of that. But I do got a question for the dads. My brother told me the other day, he said, man, what happened to the marriage council? So I pose this this question to y'all fellas since B been dropping the ball on the marriage council. So just to get things started. So, you know, the Cam Newton thing, right? Been making his headways. I know everybody knows all about it.
What's the Cam Newton thing?
Oh, come on,
folks
B.
has been under a rock. I've been under a rock, man.
Damn, you mean
I've been
Boulder?
under a rock.
All right.
Yeah,
For
Colorado with the Venezuelans. What's going on, Cam, man? What do you say?
So on his podcast, he had a doctor, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and so they go back and forth about Cam says he has 8 kids by 3 different women, and he wants more children. So I'm trying to condense this because I'm sure everybody has seen the clip or heard about it. So she basically told him to take a long story short, she told him that he's creating broken homes by not wanting to get married. My thing is to my dads. And I know I got a couple of dads that has got other children as well, besides the ones that they with, right? So my thing is that's kind of, to me, antiquated, that thinking to me. My thing is it might
Man.
not be ideal, but I don't necessarily see it as broken. But I'm not a dad, but I do got three. What say you, fellas?
Man.
Jump it off,
So
D. You know you
we
want
had a,
to.
I want to, man, because we had this conversation all the time over here at Casa de Clayton. So what we talk about is Nick Cannon, because Nick Cannon is pretty much in that same situation. My wife thinks it's disgusting. She's like, well, for the same reason. She's like spreading the seeds, kids not knowing. But her biggest problem with it is that you can't possibly be there for every single kid, every single household. And she make a good point because, as a dad to few households coming up, it is very difficult. And with this one, I'm here, in this household, which requires a lot of time. So it is an old school way of thinking, but it is relevant. I have to give her kudos to that because we battle about it, but at the end of the day, you can spread the money, you can spread the resource, but it's only one you, and you can't be spread that thin to all the kids. So somebody gonna suffer.
Okay, all right. Anybody else want to jump in before we get things going?
You want me to go? So the biggest part of that clip that I took from that was he said his reasoning was that, for lack of a better term, he's operating the way he is his fear of marriage. So he's operating in his trauma, creating what could be trauma. I'm not gonna say it is. What could be trauma. That was the biggest thing I took from that. It was how he was operating in his fear, and why he didn't want to be with one woman. He's scared of this and scared of that. Like, so that was the biggest thing I took from it. But to your question, I only know how to be a father from what I saw, and that was from my dad. And my dad was present, and when he worked every other day, I commented one time. I said, I probably saw Coach Hurd more than I saw my own father, just because of how he worked. But when he was there, he was present. So you could even be a present dad. You could even be a dad that's around and not be present. So it's like I said, for me, I father the way I was raised and what I saw, and it worked. So I'm around from my parents. Now statistically, they say that it's better when there's two parents in the household. But I don't know. I've being a teacher, I could see that. With how kids react, who has parents, who has dads. I remember coaching had a lot of one. I'm talking to one kid, his dad's in prison. And one kid, his dad got shot. And they looked to me for a lot of different things, and I kind of kept that with me while I was coaching them. Not saying that I'm replacing their dad, but just I used to call it. I should tell them, I ain't your dad, I'm your cool uncle. That's what I told him. I ain't your dad, I'm your uncle. I already got 3. So, but it's hard. I hate to always talk in absolutes and say that can't work, because there's always things that do work.
I just want to add one thing to that because you spoke to me right there. I do the things I do extra because I didn't have that father figure in my life. So
it's either
that's why,
either or.
yeah. Because love my dad, respect my dad. It's just coming up. He made mistakes that he was all about, and we talked about it later. But that's why I definitely talk to the kids, tell the kids I love them. Coming up, he did the best I could. Even now, I just love on the kids. So,
Okay. All right, I just had to drop that icebreaker just to get things going.
That's a good one, Z.
Yeah.
Man's
That's all.
counsel, okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
ain't even
yeah.
share
Since you
my.
dropped it, I was gonna shoot one in real quick. Shoot
He
one
so
in real
did.
quick. What's that?
I ain't even dropped no knowledge on that, son.
Come on,
Bruh, you
son.
was being quiet. I was like,
Word.
I guess this
He
one
was
don't hit me
preparing,
enough.
man.
You know, I was
He
letting
Don't hit
y'all
me
go.
like that.
preparing.
It looked like
Yeah.
he was pulling up a quote and everything. He's
Right. Yeah. Right on here with a certain tie on.
Okay,
gather
E,
round, gather round.
what man?
No,
Right. Post game word.
I don't think it should be looked at as a bad thing if the father is there, like no matter what, just because they're not in the household. So, like you said, Zen, it is plenty of fathers out there that's not in the household with their kids, but it still works. I know it's not traditional and I know it's not storybook, but what is like anymore? You know what I'm saying? What's storybook and what's perfect now? Not to say that you have to throw a curveball every once in a while, but if that's the plate that you got served, you just got to eat it and make it work. Digest it right, make sure it come out the right way. You know what I'm saying? But all you do, you got to take care of your kids, man. Now, me personally, I'm not looking to have 10, 12, 11 kids. That is a lot of work, dude. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you got. That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of time. But with money comes freedom for time for you to do whatever you want to do with the kids. But that's gonna be tough. You're putting a lot on your plate. But if you can handle it, go ahead and handle it. Who
Mhm.
am I to tell you not to? But me personally wouldn't do it.
And one more, like that, the word broken home, that's kind of like a buzzword. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think she meant it like your houses are broken, it's dysfunctional, da da da. Because nobody knows the intricate workings of the situation that they got going on. But I think it's just I like, what Taboo said about it's not traditional. And it might
Mhm.
look different to other people, but if it works and you communicate and talk to your kids and they understand, and a lot of communication that has to happen for them to, because they will start to wonder, well, my parents don't live together,
Mhm.
but your parents live together and your parents live together. Is it something that I did that they don't want to live together? Do you not want to live with us because of me, Dad?
Mhm.
Like, you got to have some conversations.
Yeah. But I think she used like that phrase just because she knows it's a trigger word and she knows she can set a narrative with those words. Because when people hear that, they're going to hold on to that big phrase and the way she prepared
Yeah.
it and presented it to the world. So, it just helps her get her name out there and stuff like that. Just like you said, and the doctor's name and everything. We wouldn't know who she was if she wouldn't have made these comments. So I think that was her plan all along to say those trigger
Yeah.
words and to hold on to broken family. That's what's hot right now. Everybody wants to say all the black homes are broken families, and Cam Newton just happens to be black. And you know how they always feel about the athletes anyway, saying they deadbeat dads and sleep around. So that just helps fit the narrative. That's all.
Is
She
it the
did have a
narrative or the stereotype though?
A little bit
I'm
of
just
both, but
is
that
it the
just make people pay attention
yeah.
even more just because she presented it with those words and that phrase.
It is
Yeah.
broken though. I mean, cause like Rick just said, his dad work. Now imagine you got weekend dad. Like I've been a weekend dad, and even my daughter now that we don't have the best relationship. I think it could have been better had I been more available,
Mhm.
but being not with her moms and her mom's making it difficult, it hurt our relationship, especially for the first 8 years. It
Hmm.
really hurt it because that's that bonding time. And you just can't do it. It's only one me. And back then, I was doing this and doing that on top of trying to grow in a career. And Cam got a lot going on. Yeah, he financially quote unquote free, but he
Right.
also got a lot of stuff going on, just like Nick Cannon got a lot of stuff going on. And you can't be all in one places at one time. So, well, to Rick's point, what start to happen with a lot of kids, and this causes trauma, is they get parental rejection when they start to wonder, like, what's wrong with me? Or if you look and you looking for your daddy, you might wake up looking for your daddy over there with one of them other 8 kids.
Hmm.
Then you start to feel like you ain't getting your time.
Hmm.
So that's the
And
trauma that Rick was talking about that possibly could be set up. So in that point, it is kind of like broken, even though it might work, but somebody gonna suffer. One of them kids gonna suffer.
And you kind of hit it dead on the head with me too, with my oldest daughter. It's pretty much the same thing with just trying to be there, but still in another household with another kid as well, and you like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
why daddy over there with her? Why is she not over here with me?
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta do what you gotta do. But that's what I was talking about, that freedom. They got a lot of stuff to do,
Yeah.
but they made those schedules for themselves. So they can drop anything when they want to because they have the freedom and the bread to do so. Back when we was trying to come up and everything, we didn't have that freedom. So it was even double harder on us because hell,
Yeah.
it was either call off of work, miss a whole day, and not
Right.
have no money. And then what you gonna do with the kid? Just sit there and twiddle the thumbs? That's boring to a kid. I don't want to go to daddy house. All I do is sit there. Now I done missed a day at work, and now she don't want to come. So we don't
Right.
have
You can
that
say
freedom.
it, man. We was broke.
Yeah,
You can say it. We was broke.
Absolutely.
We was broke, brother.
Absolutely.
That kind of opens another layer of too. Like, well, what does Cam view a role of a father is? Is it a provider? So if I'm a provider, then I gotta be out doing all this and doing all that. And because my role as a father, like, some dads are like, I'm gonna be there 24/7. What's going on? What you doing? How was school today? Like, that's what I view a father as. Not saying any one of them are wrong. It's just, that goes back to all the masculinity and what you think that a real man is. The best definition I got was comprehensive man. I am whatever I need to be at any time.
That go back to Outkast.
Bravo.
My interpretation.
What's that?
Of the situation.
Yeah.
All right. Look. I just wanted to break the ice. That's all that was right there,
start
fellas.
with them good icebreakers like that.
Hey, we can flip this to a whole nother pod.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Pass a collection plate for
We
Bell,
can do
man. We going over today.
We didn't call in the lefty to have this conversation for the whole pod. We called it in for something else. So, hey, but what's good, fellas?
Hey, damn, I forgot we were still on the intro. On the
Man.
right-hand side. Right-hand side with one lens missing, the boy looking crazy like he looking for an estranged kid. It is BC. He's back in the building. Welcome, estranged dad with one eye.
What's up? What's up? I'm back, baby. Hold on, man. Let me hit this oxygen, man. Hold on, man. Let me hit that oxygen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's doing fentanyl on national television.
I got one lens in for our one-eyed quarterback, one-eyed Watson. That's what I got is for. You know what I'm saying? Because this was your fault last week, and I quote, that defense is lights out for at home. Well, it was all the lights on. That's why I got all these lights on. Every light in the building was on. It was too bright for one-eyed Watson. But we gonna talk about that. It's not your boy, but your favorite grown-ass man, 1 year older, I must add, Mr. Taboo Timmons, Mr. Virgo in the building. And we got Pretty Ricky, and I'm ready. Well, I know what Ricky called in for. So come on, let's get this thing cracking like it.
So we got to introduce old Class A, the saver, the lefty, and out the bullpen. He hails from Bedford, Ohio, clearly, but relocation by way of Dallas, Texas, hence the Hook'em Horns. Ricky Perez, welcome back, Ricky.
What's up? Put me in, coach. UT number 2.
Hey, I appreciate
Number
what y'all
2.
did to them in the big house. Bend them over and spank that punk ass hose.
I was talking to all my friends. I was writing Michigan with the X for the M. I wasn't no M's was that. We was all cracking like it, man.
Yes.
Shoot. It was so beautiful. So beautiful.
All right. We're going to go ahead and get into it because, my God, look, I tried to hold some conversation on Sunday, man.
My God.
I couldn't get no conversation from my compadres on nothing, boy. They was dusted and disgusted, heated, boy.
We going to the game talk. Hold on.
Oh.
There you go. There go that star. Right. Switch hitter. He's a righty now. He just switch hit.
I'm gonna start with the Victor side first. That's what I'm and then I'm gonna go. I got my other one on deck when I switch as we start talking about when I get in depth about them. So
all right, so things wasn't pretty. A couple hours before the game, I said Dallas did everything perfectly. They didn't announce the new contract for Dak, so it could be a distraction heading into the game. They announced it a couple of hours before. So nobody could really focus on it, and all that bread he just got dropped off with. Now B can't complain no more because no longer is Deshaun Watson the highest paid quarterback. He got our first $60 million quarterback in Dak Prescott. Now he's also getting $1 million more in guaranteed money than Deshaun Watson. So he's coming in at a whopping 231. So he comes in with the brand new contract, expectations set up, and he just went in there and just delivered. But before we get to that, we got to talk about the elephant that's in the room, which is that Cleveland Browns offense. And fellas,
Which hitter? He's a lefty again.
Yes, we got to talk about that Cleveland Browns offense that looked pretty atrocious. 2 first downs in the first half. Deshaun Watson, as B sent in the text, 7 for 15, 36 yards.
Hot 36.
My man E last week told me, I asked him, what's gonna hold us up this year? If we don't do 11-6 or 12-5 like y'all predicted, what's gonna be the hold up? Y'all told me injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was healthy. So I want to know, fellas, what's the cause of this offense? If we had a blame pie and we separated it up, are we gonna get one would be for Eric Stefanski. Is that his name?
Eric Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski, man.
It's all right, Zen.
Hey,
It's okay.
It fits. Whatever his name is.
That
I
guy.
know his last name's Stefanski. Ken Dorsey and this new offense and Kevin Stefanski's play calling. That'll be 1. 2, Deshaun Watson. Is it him? 3, that offensive line. And 4, the wide receivers.
Man.
Didn't look like much separation either for him to throw to. So if we got a blame pie and we're gonna divide them up, those 4, what's getting the biggest slice? What's the biggest slice in this pie, fellas?
You gotta call out names, man. We gotta take it back old school, Zen. Call it out names. Call out names, man.
I'm going
I
last.
know
I'm
he
telling
like-
you that. I'm going last.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
he
I
look-
know
you
he
gotta
ain't
go
going
last.
first.
No, I'm going
I know
last.
he ain't going first.
Yeah, I'm
clip
locked and loaded too. So
Real.
We gonna
Cliff's
get the
loaded.
fireworks. If we're gonna get the fireworks going, then I gotta go to Mr. Taboo Timmons first. Then if we
Let's
gonna
get the fireworks going. We had, man, first of all, we had a Deshaun out there, but it was Deshaun Kaiser. He came back. Somehow Deshaun Kaiser put on a Watson jersey and he got out there and played. Let me tell you something. Let me take off these one-eyed Watson glasses. Oh my God. It was so bad. Look, it was so trashy. And this is, I'm gonna say 90% Deshaun Kaiser
Oh,
Watson's
my
fault.
God.
90%. Now I know that we lost the offensive line coach. I know all this stuff y'all gonna say. I'm ready for you, E. I already know where you going. It ain't Stefanski. Man, my man was throwing check downs. We down 20 points. He's still throwing the check down receivers. And you know what I love they did for you, E? Was a couple of the fans found camera angles where dudes was wide open in the middle of the field and Watson totally missed them. Why none of the receivers dropped some balls 36 yards at the half and you a professional quarterback? It's despicable. 36 yards at the half, 7 to 15. That's despicable. That, man, it was bad. And the reason you ain't had no conversation is because I promised E. I said, E. Well, I say E. I said, E, I'm gonna give it a chance. I ain't gonna play by play nitpick this guy, one-eyed Watson. I ain't gonna nitpick him. I'm gonna watch the game entirely. And what I saw was no urgency. I saw the bad news Browns. I saw him under pressure. Dak was under pressure. And I will complain because you know what Dak said that resonated most with me? He said, look, the money cool, but it's about holding up my end of the bargain, my end of the deal. He came out there and no, he didn't put up a bunch of crazy numbers. He didn't do a Joe Flacco or a Baker Mayfield, what Mayfield did. No, he did what E wanted Watson to do. I heard you, E, and I'm mad at you. I should sue you too because when I was listening, I was like, E, right. All he gotta do, he ain't gotta be great. He ain't gotta be just don't mess up. Be mediocre. Give us 3,800 yards. Just don't do what 9 interceptions. He already got 2. He went up and stunk up the field. It was stinky. It was bad. And they said he lost his dad, and he lost sympathy to you, brother. He lost but best friend, sympathy to you, brother. I feel you as the guy, but I hate the quarterback. I hate the quarterback. The fan hates the quarterback. He is terrible. He ain't Flacco. He ain't Baker. He is none of them. And when Baker was doing this, y'all was killing him. So I'm going to leave it right there because I can't wait to see what Evan Curry Esquire, defense attorney, has to say about this hot, stinking pile of trash that we saw on Sunday. I rest my case.
Before we get there, we got the mediator in here.
Definitely am gonna bridge that gap. I ain't got as much fire for Deshaun as you do, but I ain't got as much defense for him either. So I'm gonna bridge that gap. But I think they got out coached because Zimmer, new defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. When you get a new court, you can watch old film and see what they do, but you don't know how they're going to use their personnel. He used Micah Parsons to a T and had him in spots where he could make plays. And it just flustered the whole offense, especially the offensive line with them 2 rookies on the outside. And you really saw it because I think if I'm not wrong, it was either the first quarter or the first half. They had more penalty yards than total yards.
First quarter.
And it wasn't, and it wasn't even aggressive penalties. It was like offsides, lining up wrong, like, jumping. Like that's mental. That's like you ain't ready to play. I mean, Cooper, he looked very like, I don't say you don't want to be here, but just very like aloof. It was just bad, man. And then you got the defense on the field, and I'm sorry if you got a professional football team and that defense is on the field as much as they were, they're gonna score. Like that's hand down. It's gonna happen, especially with that kicker they got that could kick almost 71-yard field goals. Yeah, like you ain't gotta get that far. Like they're gonna get points out the drive. So I think they got out coached. Like, and that was the first time I really was like, dag, like coaching really counts. You got McCarthy on one end calling plays against the D coordinator. Then you got Zimmer going against Dorsey. Like nah, that ain't even a fair match.
Don't say Dorsey.
Not even a fair match.
Don't say Dorsey.
Okay, Eric.
You're right.
One of these days I'll remember his name.
I hope so too.
But as far as Deshaun Watson goes, I thought about this today because I knew I was gonna come on here and I was like, we should have never picked him up.
Yes.
Take everything, take the money away, he's just trying to get everybody to get back on his side and say, hey, I'm a good guy. So you see how much pressure that is? Just to be like, after everything that's happened, I just want everybody to think I'm a good guy. Now you add on, he was the highest paid quarterback, had never played. That's 2 times the pressure. Then you add on his dad pass. That's 3 times the pressure. 4, I just want to be who I was before all this happened. That's 4 times the pressure. He can't bounce back from that. And you'll hear it. And this is the wild thing I said I was going to say. I miss Baker Mayfield.
No! Baker Mayfield. Yes. He threw for 289 4 TDs. You know what I'm saying?
Through all of it, who got us further than any quarterback had?
Baker.
Through his learning turns and trying to figure it out, he still got us to the playoffs. And deep in the playoffs.
Deep. Come on, E, you could join.
Ooh, E.
I miss Baker
on you, brother. Oh,
hey, ain't no pressure. I'm just gonna be on here speaking facts and help you understand and see the facts that I'm about to say. Because B, you said 90%. Deshaun, 90? That's because your narrative was already there before the game even started. You didn't even try to
No.
watch. No. You didn't try to watch the game. You was trying to watch to see what he was not doing right. So let me give you this first right here. 12 penalties on the offense for the Cleveland Browns, which means what? You're constantly playing behind the sticks. Number 2, 17 QB hits. Constantly playing behind the sticks and constantly getting your ass whooped. 1 first down in the first half. 1 punt return for a touchdown. 0 and 9 on passes over 15 yards or more. Jerome Ford, 12 carries. Pierre Strong, 2 carries. 14 rushes in the whole entire game. And this Dallas Cowboys defense has been known to not being able to stop the run. We don't have Nick Chubb, no. But what do I always say? You got to run the damn ball. You have to at least try. 14 carries is not trying to do anything with running the ball. So I'm going to take you to another side of it. Mike McCarthy. Everybody said how good Dak played. Did Dak really play good? 19 of 32 for 179 yards and 1 touchdown? Is that good? Or is that just a game manager? Because he also was under pressure to a certain extent. Deshaun Watson, 24 of 45 for 169, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. He almost had as much yardage as Dak did. But nobody's bringing that part up. Everybody is saying how good Dak played. So let's go back to Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy knew Myles Garrett was on the other side. Myles Garrett got that 1 sack, and he got that 1 strip. After that, what kind of plays did Mike McCarthy call for his quarterback to stay the hell away from Myles Garrett? He booted away from Myles Garrett. He got Dak on the other side of the field, which is cutting half of the field, and he can read real good. And guess what? He always had a back in the backfield with him to have a swing pass if he got under pressure to get the ball out and get a positive play. Mind you, we did not have any positive plays the whole first half. So now the hole is already dug. So now what does that do? Take the running game totally out of it. And what does Kevin Stefanski do? He goes empty 69% of the snaps. And what does he do? Does not send a chip or anything to Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is, I'll say, one of the top 3 pass rushers in the whole entire world, let alone the NFL. He was coming untouched in Deshaun Watson's face. Then to add, you had Fetty, who's a 3rd-string tackle. You had DeJuan Jones, but he was in and out of the game because he had 3 false starts in a row. Why? Because Micah Parsons was lined up right in front of him. Then you had the other guy, Hudson, on the left-hand side, who can't even block you, Byron. He can't. He stinks.
I'm fast.
Yeah, faster than him. Because guess what? You will be in the backfield immediately. Then guess what? False starts. Lining up wrong. Like Rick said, we got out-coached. Mike Zimmer is from where? The Minnesota Vikings. When Kevin Stefanski was there, you don't think he knows every single nick and cranny of Kevin Stefanski's offense to a T because he saw it every single freaking day in practice and every single day of them working together? Then he was at the Cincinnati Bengals as well as the defensive coordinator. So he knows Kevin Stefanski's offense inside and out. And while we're talking about Kevin Stefanski, what the hell is Ken Dorsey doing here? He was not running that new offense whatsoever. You cannot tell me any of those plays they worked on for 6 freaking weeks to get them ready for game 1. Just like you said, Rick, we was completely out-coached. That looked so horrible. That looked like some backyard football. That did not look like a professional football offense whatsoever. It was a whole bunch of Deshaun, you get the ball and make something happen. We don't care what happens to you. We're not going to protect you. And then guess what? If he continues to get hit like that, you're going to continue to call him baloney man because he's going to die. He's going to be on the Cleveland Remembrance page in week 5 if they don't fix this shit. They whooped his ass. So, yes, he had a whole bunch of air throws. I'm not taking that away. He threw the ball absolutely horribly. Because you know why? Kanye said kids see ghosts. And that motherfucker saw a lot of ghosts because he was getting his ass whooped all night long. He had a couple drives here and there where he was looking normal because why? They had the 3-step drop and he was getting the ball out. Yeah, it was 3-yard throws, 5-yard throws, 6-yard throws. But guess what? The pass rush was null and void because they got the ball out. Every other time, everybody was taking all these receivers were so wide open. He was already running for his life. So, of course, he didn't see him sit down in the zone because they were getting locked up. They did not, like Zen said, get any kind of separation whatsoever. The times that they did get separation, he had to throw them open, and he got very lucky to even do that. I'll give him just a little bit of credit for that. So, once again, the blame pie, I'll give Deshaun 40%, and I'll give the coaches 50% because you have to have everybody else ready to play. You acting like Deshaun Watson was the only one playing absolutely horrible. The whole freaking team played horrible, down to special teams. Every kickoff, every punt, it was a huge gain on every single play from the whole team. So we're not just about to sit here and just act like he is the sole problem. Yes, he played horrible. I'm not about to sit here and say he had a great game. No, he didn't. He played freaking horrible. But it's a lot of caveats to why he played horrible. And that goes back to them not playing in the preseason. Like we had the conversation before, B. We all agreed they should have played at least something in the preseason. So this was
the preseason game right there.
Exactly. And it looked horrible. I would rather have seen that
Against
in
the
Seattle.
Cowboys.
So if you was worried so bad about the offensive line in Seattle, you might as well have got this out of the way then, because this would have been the offensive line that you would have had to work with anyway. So that should have been out of the question in Seattle, not week 1, where this meant something. But luckily, other teams lost in our division, and it was an NFC team. So that was kind of a toss-up game. And let's not forget Cleveland. This is one game. One. We lost one. I'm sorry. We did not go undefeated like y'all thought we was going to go. This is week 1. We have 16 more games left. Okay? Now, if this continues all year, I will come on here and say, hey, y'all, I was wrong. Deshaun Watson stinks, and he will never get it back. But until then, I need to be better coaches. I need them to be engaged. I need Deshaun to play better. I need the O-line to play better. I need the defense to communicate better because they went back to what's the boy name? What's the old defensive coordinator name? Say it.
Joe Woods.
They went back to the Joe Woods miscommunication days. And I got some plays that I'm going to break down on the film to show y'all the miscommunications of the defense. But other than that, it's a whole team loss. 50 on the coaches, 40 on Deshaun.
Man.
That first touchdown where Dak just kind of threw it, I was like, who is he throwing to? And the dude just ran underneath the ball. I was like, oh. And then, like you said, all of them is looking at each other like.
But and once again, I'm gonna break that play down. So it was trips on the left-hand side. Brandon Cooks was number 3 receiver, closest to the tackle. He ran a freaking corner route, and it was supposed to be cover 3. If you look at everybody, Juan Thornhill, you look at Greg Newsome, you look at everybody else, they was doing this. That's their cover 3 check signal. Everybody did that except who? Martin Emerson. And Martin Emerson was supposed to have that deep third where he threw the ball to. That's why Thornhill was coming down, because he was supposed to have the under. And he saw like, oh shit, Martin didn't get back there. Let me try to get back there, to the ignorant Cleveland fan who just, the Browns suck. Thornhill, where are you at? That's not his job.
Yeah.
It was a miscommunication.
Yeah.
So
well, y'all broke it down.
It's just a lot of that happened.
But we gotta talk about some things, because we must be on role reversal tonight. Cause shame on you, Mr. I hate stats and analytics and all that. What you just did a B. You was like, well,
whoa. Nothing about that was analytics. It was just
let me tell you why.
Happened, and not analytics.
Stats, same thing. So stats, what B be doing? That's a B thing, what you just did.
No,
and I would say, I'll be like, look at it. It was 179 to 169. No, that's not the story, bruh. First of all, he didn't throw the ball down the field. He didn't throw the ball, and he got yards in garbage time. He could. Flacco did it with the same line, the same bums, the same. Look, man, it happened. It happened.
No, it happened, but y'all have to stop that. That is so irrelevant. That's apples to oranges.
But you gotta throw the ball.
When you don't
gotta
die,
throw it.
When you don't die. Was Flacco under that kind of pressure ever? Yes or no? ever.
Because he
Yes
was
or no?
able to
Yes or
get the
no?
ball out.
Yes or no?
Yes, he was.
He
Yes,
was under that
he was
kind of
under
pressure.
the pressure.
That's a lie.
But he was smart enough to
No,
throw him
no,
open, how you said,
no,
just like Dak Prescott did
no.
on that play y'all talked about.
So
He was
once,
under duress and he threw that ball up and the man ran under and boom.
but once
He
again,
saw where it needed to go.
yeah, and also it was a miscommunication on the defense. If Martin Emerson would have did his
Exactly.
job, that wouldn't have been open, and there would have been a sack because
But it
Jordan
don't
Hicks was
matter.
in his face. Yeah, it doesn't matter, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you
But
can't say
you got the ball up.
yeah, but it was a
You give it a
miscommunication
chance.
on defense.
I
So
get it.
if
I get it.
you can't say that Flacco got the ball out where it needed to be when he was under pressure. Joe Flacco was never under that pressure. Joe Flacco
He
never
did
got
it.
hit 17
Why?
times like that because it was a total different playbook
Be-
for Joe Flacco, and those were not the
No.
plays that Deshaun Watson is running. It's just not. You
He
can't
was
sit here and
smart
watch-
enough to see
No,
it
it's not.
before it happened.
It's not about being
Watson
smart.
holds the ball way too long. He holds the ball.
Because
Dak
all
Prescott
of his
threw that
routes
ball up.
are deep routes. They do that to Deshaun. All his routes are made to be deep routes. They did not have those deep routes only on occasion for Joe Flacco after the play action. He didn't sit back there and just pat the ball without play action because he wouldn't have had enough time because he's not slight of foot. So everything deep they did for Joe Flacco came off of play action. They did not leave him in the pocket like that. Y'all have to stop with this narrative. I
But he got
understand
the
y'all
ball
happy-
out quick.
Yes, because it was designed for him
No,
to
man.
do that. It's not
Exactly.
designed
You
for
could
him.
do the same with Watson.
But they're not.
All I'm saying is
They're not.
Watson.
Your coach
But
isn't.
Watson.
Your coach
But
isn't.
Watson got to be smart enough to get the ball. Just throw the ball up and give the man a chance. So everybody not stacking in the damn box.
So-
you throwing these little 5-yard passes.
So I want
it's
you-
not gonna
I
work.
want you to understand what you said. You want Deshaun to just throw the ball. Then you're
Yes.
going to come on here and
Just
say
act-
how he's just throwing
No.
interceptions. Where's he going to throw it to? B?
No,
Pro-
because he still
problem-
threw interceptions. He still threw
problem
2
with the-
interceptions.
The problem
Throw
with the
it.
just throw the ball is because that whole first half they were in third and long the whole
The
time.
whole
So
time.
there was no thought like to what they were about to do. It's like he has to throw.
But
That's-
you had
So
first
they were
down,
always
Hence
you
playing-
had
45
second down,
throws.
you had third down,
And all of
you
that
had
was
fourth
behind
down.
the
We was-
chains. Every single down was
10.
behind the chains. 43% of every play that they ran, they were in negative down territory. That's almost
Yeah, because they all
half.
play like trash.
No shit. That's what
They
I'm
all
saying.
play like trash. But the plays you did have, 10 out of 14 was you was like 3 and 4 and out. 10 out of 14 drives.
And where
The
does
before-
where does that
before
stem
the
from?
longest pass we threw was 15 yards in the third quarter. So the first half, you didn't throw the ball down the damn field.
Why
You can't
why is
win
that?
like that.
Why is that, B?
Because he holds the
Deshaun
ball
can't-
and he throwing
because
down
he's
to the
holding
check
ball.
down.
So that has nothing to do with the offensive line not blocking. That has nothing to do with the play call that he has to do. That has nothing to do with that. It just has something to do with him saying, okay, guys, I woke up Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. I'm going to hold the ball in the pocket today. Makes
He
no
always
sense.
hold the ball too damn long, if you ask me. But what's funny about this is when Baker did the same exact thing, you was on his ass. He held the ball. Your boy, what's his name? Number 13, the speedy guy who went to down there.
Odell.
He was talking about his father, Odell, released the tape, how people was open and Baker was under pressure, but you didn't give him the same pass that you keep giving this bum. You giving this bum in the pass every single week.
I said he
And when
played horrible,
Baker
B.
had people open, yeah, no, you said he played horrible. You did. My fault. You did. But it's like, damn, he played bad, man. This is horrible.
But once
This
again-
is disgusting.
He played bad because there were things that aided him to play bad. Baker, yes, 100%. Don't like him. So, of course, I'm not going to give him any credit. I wanted to see him out of here just like everybody else. You're saying you miss him just because you're a Baker fan. And every other white person in Cleveland, they don't want this black man
No,
to come in
I'm
here
a fan of
and
throw
do
the damn
this.
ball.
We got
I'm
Rick
a-
now. Rick has joined the
Hey,
the
it-
Big
Yeah,
Man
I'm a
Club.
fan
He
of throw the
said that.
damn ball down
You
the
should have
field.
kept
I don't
Baker
care
now.
who you are. You can be
I-
green. Just throw the damn
And I-
ball.
I think it's with me it's a confidence thing. I just don't think Deshaun can bounce back to
Yeah,
where
you
he
might be
was.
right.
He definitely
Just
can't get
want
back to where he was.
Dorsey to call the plays because he's familiar with the kind of quarterback that Deshaun is and how he plays. Kevin Stefanski
That
is
would be a
not.
nice change
So
of pace.
Kevin Stefanski is going to continue to call these plays And the narrative is going to continue to stay here. I've been saying this for weeks. The narrative is there, and it is going to be supported because Kevin is not going to do anything to change it. He's not.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
hold
give
on,
you
hold
that.
on, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
He done put it right where we need to go with this thing. Now, take it back to last week. And that whole run through the schedule. Knowing what you know.
Yeah.
You got a 3-year sample size, or is it 4-year sample size of Kevin Stefanski?
5 years. This is 5th.
Yeah.
This is 5th year. I'm sorry. This is
2
5th
coach of the
year.
year.
So
2
we
playoffs.
got a sample size large enough to know what he's going to be as a head coach. He hasn't changed in these 5 years.
At all.
So,
get him in.
what are we going to do this season? Is this season going to be a waste? Because that's what it's looking like. Because I'm with E. I'm more so on the Kevin Stefanski. I was upset that they re-signed him and gave him the extension. I understand he won the awards. It's
2 playoffs, 2
it's
players
one of those
coach
things
of the
like
year.
Mike Brown was winning awards as the head coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers, but we all knew he sucked.
Exactly.
So this thing here with Kevin Stefanski is, it could work, but it's not going to work with Deshaun.
This schedule is
I
brutal.
agree with that. I agree with you there. That's what I was going to say to E. It could not just be Watson. It could just be the coach and the fit. Like
I know
Rick
it
said.
is. That's what I've been trying to say the whole time.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, man, coming in, I'm like, I ain't seen nothing. And I don't want to just brutally attack him, but it's him. Like I say, I like the man and what he doing for the youth of the city, everything. But
that's irrelevant.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking on the field, man. It's just see this. Like, this the damn Cowboys. We supposed to win this, E.
You know what else?
I drank your Kool-Aid, man.
You know what else is irrelevant? The 2 Coach of the Year awards by Kevin Stefanski. How does a person win 2 Coaches of the Year awards and hasn't won a playoff game? Yeah, you can go ahead and say Pittsburgh. That was COVID. He wasn't there. That was Van Pelt. He got smoked in Houston. He won Coach of the Year without any playoff wins. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Ain't that regular season? Ain't that regular season? Yeah. They don't really count the playoffs. They count the regular.
Just saying. If you coach of the year, why can't you win those playoff games? My question to
everybody. You're right. I'm scared, man, because it feel like we right for a fall, man. Because at least without Deshaun, look, I'm gonna back down 80%. Because at least we can rely
80
on our home defense. The home defense ain't gave up that many points since, I think they said June 2022 or something. It was something weird.
But like
since 2022.
The son of a bitch, this is what I said the Nordonia game. When I walked in and saw this son of a bitch kicking from midfield, what the hell I'm going to do as a defensive coordinator to keep them out of field goal range? The son of a bitch hit 3 or 4 field goals, and then that special team touchdown. The defense gave up legit 2 touchdowns. Like a legit. Of course, there was another one sprinkled in, but legit 2 touchdowns. That's 14 points, dude. 14 points that you can literally, legitly pin on the defense. So I can't say they still had a lot of miscommunications and a lot of plays they could have made. Denzel was supposed to have 2 picks. He dropped 2 picks. So he was supposed to have that, and that would have been a drive killer, and maybe those points wouldn't have been on the board like that. But I'm not about to attack them like they did absolutely horrible. And plus, they were on the field majority of the game. Because we were so far behind the chains, it was a point where it was fucking 3rd and 24, dude. 3rd and 20, 3rd and 14, 3rd and 17. You can't win like that. You just can't. Then the person that usually saves us, Bojorquez, he usually flips field position. He didn't yesterday. Everybody want to underestimate the play of the punt is one of the most important plays in football because you can flip field position. He usually flips the field position. He didn't. They gave up that score. After that, they did the Bedford Bearcats. The head went down when they got down 14-0, and they thought it was over.
Did he have a 30-yard punt?
Yes, 30.
It was one, and it just started rolling backwards, and nobody from the Browns touched it. I was like, whoa.
Nobody.
Yeah.
That's coaching, bro. That's coaching.
Dog.
Top to bottom, we got out-coached.
Yeah, all right. That's the biggest thing I saw.
Well, we still had the coach, man. You told me when you lied to me. What did he say, Zen? We was gonna be
coach
16-5. What did he say? 16-3.
Yeah, I said
12-5.
But once again,
no. Hood had. I forget which one had.
No, I said 12-5. Hood was 11-6. But once
Okay.
Yeah.
again, I'm not going to do the fan thing because I'm not a fan. It was one game, guys. One. Yes, it was
But
a
this is the
horrible
thing,
game.
E.
Horrible. But
So
it's
It
we
just
was.
one. I'm
But
not going to flip
this
off of one game. I'm
so
just
we
not.
still 12 and
this
5.
I'm
That's my
still
last
going with
schedule,
question.
that. Yes.
this
Okay.
schedule and this coaching, you still with this schedule and this coaching, you still can see 12 and 5 with this schedule and this coaching.
Until it don't
I'm looking
happen,
at it right
I'm
now.
sticking with it because with this same coaching and 4 quarterbacks last year, we still found a way to go 11-6. That's just my
He got it, but he got the quarterback that more so he's more used to coaching, the style of coaching. Because we talk about his best quarterbacks that he's coached that had the best success is Kirk Cousins and Joe Flacco.
Mhm.
Deshaun Watson ain't in that mode.
Exactly.
And I get Andrew Berry why he went out and got him, because he thought, hey, if I get a dynamic player like this for him, sky's the limit. But it unfortunately, wrong call. It's like,
Stefanski is equivalent to Dabo Swinney. Dabo refuses to use the NIL, which changed the face of college football, and look at his program now. And Kevin Stefanski is refusing to evolve in offensive plays in the way the game is played now with these quarterbacks and moving around and doing the college type of offense, zone reads, and all the deep balls that Byron wants to see. He refuses to adapt to it. So if he continues like this, he's going to be just like Dabo Swinney.
But now I think when you said he's not Flacco, he's not Cousins, but I think he has the arm strength to be them.
He does.
I think so too.
But he don't
Yeah, I
have the
agree.
confidence.
The
confidence to
confidence.
be them.
So then that's
He
That's
Rick.
the
just
You
put
thing.
me
know
on to
that.
something.
You know that, Rick. You have to put him in situations to one, grow the confidence. And once the confidence is grown to where close to it was when he was in Houston or whenever he was doing whatever, then yeah, pour it on. But you have to take baby steps with confidence because that's a huge thing for a quarterback. Just like I said, kids see ghosts, and he was seeing ghosts.
But see-
It may take
But
long.
that's why
it might, but
Charlie Fry.
if so, we're
the
fucked.
confidence that he needs is to what Taboo saying, like, 5-step drop on the 5th step. I'm letting the ball
it
go
out.
where it should be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's thinking too much. Like, I
He's
can't throw
thinking
this
too
pick
much.
Absolutely.
Right.
You can watch the game
because
and
everybody's
tell.
gonna hate me.
Yeah, you can.
Like,
Right.
it's deep with him, man. Like,
I can see
he
that.
just got
and
he
I
just
can
got
see that.
another charge. Like, that's why I think it's deeper than football with him, man.
Absolutely.
And I hate to say that because
But shout out
I ain't say he screwed his life up, but
to Coach Green. The football him is an idiot, but the real guy, you know.
Oh man,
All
he's that.
so now y'all make great points, all this stuff. Let's talk about the locker room itself. I'm coming to the
Yes.
Rick. We called in the lefty. I ain't heard the lefty. So I'm coming to you, Rick. The locker room. If you're the defense, he just said, I put up a legit 2 touchdowns. We only gave up a legit 2 touchdowns in this. How long will they have the patience to see the offense play the way that they have? And who do you see them pointing the finger? Would they, knowing the game though, would they point the finger towards Kevin Stefanski and Stefanski lose the locker room? Or are they going to start pointing at Deshaun and saying, hey, you need to do something about this? Because the defense, I'm with E. The defense is going to be good. I got full confidence that the defense is going to be pretty much what it was like last year. So if you're on the defensive side, I got 2 defenders right here. You was a cornerback. He was on the D line. You're the defense playing the way that they play. Who you going to start looking at? Is Stefanski going to lose the team, or they going to start looking towards Deshaun first if things keep continuing down this path?
I think it's gonna be a package deal because it's gonna be like, that's your guy. You know what I mean? So like that's your guy. So I think they go at both of them. Because I mean, if you keep it 100, 14 points could win you a football game. You get 14 points,
you got that.
You
You're
can win a
supposed to
football
win. Yeah.
yeah. They and that defense is good enough to do that. Now, I think they'll look internally a little bit because I think Garrett is like Parsons, and it's like you need to be using me and doing things to get me more involved. Like they can't just sit back and rely on, I'm gonna put him at the right side and you go rush the passer. Like they got to change it up a little bit because with this schedule they got, I mean, if we keep it 100, they're not. I look at the quarterbacks. I don't think they really have an advantage at the quarterback position in any of the games. But like they play Jacksonville next week. Advantage Jacksonville with quarterback. Like, you know what I mean?
Ooh,
So it's they're gonna have to stop people. They're gonna have to go back to that Baltimore defense where they like, I just need you to manage the game. And either Stefanski gonna have to call it for him to manage, or Deshaun gonna have to step up and figure out how to manage.
Or
but I think it's gonna be a double.
Stefanski is going to have to concede and give the play calls to Dorsey because
that
that's
ain't
why
happening.
you hired me.
Exactly.
So just
That
let him
ain't
go right
happening,
now.
E.
Yeah.
Let's just let him walk then.
Yeah,
What the fuck
that
are you
ain't
doing?
happening. Because
that
Stefanski
somebody-
too cocky. He
Somebody
too
brought
cocky
that
for
up.
that.
And kind of on a detour, I thought Tom Brady did a good job.
No,
I liked
we was gonna
hearing
get
him.
to that. He was horrible.
Yeah,
Go
he
ahead,
was
Rick. I'm
super.
sorry.
terrible.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have cut you off, Rick.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
like
That's how
terrible.
bad he was to me, man. It just jumped out my mouth. It just leaked out. I couldn't contain myself. It was, oh
leaped out.
man, he was about as bad as that offense, man.
Oh, whoa. The goat ain't
I
never
only-
that bad. Come on.
I only say that because of how he was bringing up the third and down situations. Like it kind of put a nugget out there for like the Browns are in a bad situation. They're always in third and long. He just, he kept going to it. So that's what made me think it was coaching.
But let me ask Zen though, because Zen, I don't know if you saw this, but you was talking about the locker room. I think it's already because people hate to lose, right? So it was a clip they showed of Antonio refusing Watson to help him up.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Keep going.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you about that. E. Like, I'm not saying it's nothing, but is that
No,
is
that's
that something in the locker room? Is that something like because it's hard on the lineman too when your dude is turned to Charlie Fry? Because
So
Watson, how many times he wasn't in the right place?
so
And if you talk about Watson getting hit all those times, sometimes the quarterback can call
Yeah,
sacks.
Oh, yeah,
that's what I'm
absolutely.
saying. Like Charlie Fry used to do
Yeah.
all the time. He used to step
Yeah.
out when he didn't have to.
Yeah.
Like,
Quarterback can call
Left the
sacks.
pocket.
yeah.
Left a clean
So is
pocket.
it some of that happening?
So
Yeah.
I didn't see that, but that's a problem. That does mean something.
So just to the naked eye, that's a problem. But Joe Thomas was on the radio and he also tweeted this. He said, I have done that plenty of times in my career when somebody tries to help me up. He said, you got to remember, we offensive linemen are fat. And you're not just going to help me up like that. We have to roll over to our stomachs and get up like that. So it's nothing personal between Joe Bitonio and Deshaun Watson as a fat guy.
Okay.
You just don't want anybody to help you up like that because it's uncomfortable. We're not little skill guys, and you're just not going to help me up normally. So he definitely went into depth and all that. He said he asked Joe Bitonio. Of course, if anybody wants to make this judgment, of course he's going to say no, it's not a big deal, but he pointed that out. He said he's done that plenty of times with plenty of receivers and quarterbacks because they're little. They're not going to help my fat ass up. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, I gotta roll over sometimes too, man. I feel it. Hey, but yo, you got any business cards, E? Because boy, you got some good lawyering right now. Boy, you got a business card. I got in an accident. Somebody rear-ended me, man. Took off. I need a lawyer.
Hey, just
Come on.
give me all the
That's quiet.
facts. Give me all the facts. I'll spit the
No,
facts.
man, you doing some truth. You doing some Trump. You got some alternative truths right now. You're
Not
a
at
master of
all.
reality.
All right, I'm coming back to you, Rick. I'm coming back to you. So next week we've got Jacksonville. The Browns being the Browns. We're not gonna say, look, we went for the last 2 seasons. Like we got to run the ball. Hey, we're not running the ball
At all.
All right, let's get that out of the way. We're not running the ball.
5 carries.
So the way that we operate going into next week against the Jacksonville Jaguars, how can we be successful the way that we operate?
I think to E's point, it is week 1. And it was the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys are not a
Yeah, they don't
bad
suck.
football team.
Yeah, they're regular season
Yeah, like,
juggernaut.
I think they're gonna come out and it's gonna be, I'm gonna say normal Browns, but I think it's gonna be productive. Like they're gonna produce, they're gonna score a touchdown, and I think it's gonna, because they've been winning before. What was the record last year? You said, and it's the
11 and
same
6.
team almost. Yeah, like I think, and he was calling the same plays last year that he got this year. I would like to see though, because he kept saying that Dorsey is used to working with a quarterback with Deshaun Watson's skill set and
Yes.
passing and running.
Yes.
So I would like to see what Dorsey, what tweaks he has in the offense. But if they have any hangover from this last game, it's gonna be a long game. That's the thing. They're gonna have to get out of what just happened and say, hey, this is, the old 1 week at a time thing. We got to go 1-0, every week.
All right, fellas, because we running close to time. Real quick, if you got to call it for next week against Jacksonville, what's the odds of us coming out with a win?
Yeah.
I say 80%, just because
Yeah.
I know, Rick, you said advantage Jacksonville on the quarterback. I think you're basing that off of Deshaun's performance last week on Sunday.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm pretty confident in the defense doing whatever they have to do to shut down Sunshine. They really don't have a number one receiver anymore. I don't see them doing anything crazy offensively because they are very limited on weapons. But the only thing is, we're going to have to score. We have to find a way to score. And with Njoku being out for 4 weeks, that takes away the middle of the field with a big body. That's a huge loss. So once again, Stefanski has to get creative with these routes that he's drawn up and in his playbook or whatever to get the ball out fast. Now, granted, Jacksonville does not have the pass rush that Dallas had via Micah Parsons, but they still have this same offensive line because we don't know what the hell is going on with Conklin and we don't know what the hell is going on with Chedrick. Hopefully, DeJuan Jones comes back and plays better because it's not against Micah Parsons. It's more traditional defensive end, so he can get his size and use his technique to a better way. But I could see us winning a low-scoring game. That's just because the defense is probably going to be fired up. It's going to be nice weather in Florida. You know what Florida does to Ohio people in the middle of September. You're happy as hell to go there. So maybe that's just the jolt of energy they need. And it's just going to be them on the road. You had to hear all these boos from these fans. That does something to you. It pisses you off. And you immediately don't want to turn against the fans. So now you're on the road and all you got is each other. So that'll probably bring them closer together and fight harder and just play harder on defense and get the win, man.
Well, let me throw something in there. I'm gonna ride with you, E. I'm gonna ride with you on the strength that I think this is a very important game.
Huge.
In the sense that Watson can have a big game because I see what Tua did. Now I ain't saying we got the weapons of Tua. He threw for over 300. I think this game can give Watson some confidence because Rick, you made some valid points, and that's what I didn't see. I didn't see because that's what Baker had. He had that swag. He had that confidence. Look, I'm gonna throw the ball whether it's gonna get there or not. So if Watson, this can kind of loosen him up, pause, no Diddy, and they can get him, throwing that ball around the field. He sees some completions. This could be good. This is a huge game. And hopefully the defense, I know last year we was bad on the road, but hopefully this year, I ain't scared of no Trey Law. I ain't scared of him at all. So
Trey.
I'm saying this could be good. This would be good for the defense, good for the offense. So let's go. Let's get this dub. Browns 1-1.
And let's not sleep
High
on
scoring game though.
Oh, wow. High scoring. I'd love to see it.
Well, for the Browns. I'm going to say I'm putting the eggs in the Watson basket for because we not going to run. We do not have a running back. Ford, I don't like him. I don't like
Ford. I told you he
the
Ray Charles'
fake
son.
Dream Hunt. Yeah, I
can't see it.
Can't see it.
Can't see the hole.
My man don't see a hole. He just see asses. He run in the back of asses.
He just run into the asses, right? He all did it. He just see an ass and run to it. Like, it's like, come on, dude. What are you doing?
He trying to get a sniff. You got to watch Ford in the
Man,
showers.
avoid the player.
Watch Ford in the showers. Do not drop the soap. He likes asses.
Big game.
All right. We got to squeeze this one in real quick, too, as well. So, speaking of the Jacksonville Jaguars, E brought it up. I mean, no, not E. B, you brought it up that they played the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. And before the game started, they had a little event, take place themselves when it came to Tyreek Hill. Now, I've been working. I just know he got detained before the game. I
Yep.
heard the body cam footage came out. I have not seen it.
I seen
So
it.
I seen it. I seen
Oh,
it too.
dude.
Y'all gonna hate me.
I'm just gonna hand the ball to y'all and
Oh.
let y'all take it away.
Oh, please, B.
Y'all
Jump
gonna
it
hate me.
off. I want to start hating you.
Y'all gonna hate me.
I can't wait to hear this.
Cause man, look, hey man, look. I used to talk trash to the police until one event where a black cop, by the way, was getting ready to take me behind the trees and Pepper Pike and do whatever. And it ain't nothing I could have did about it. Look, brothers, you are under 2 strikes, right? You under the ball. Don't be an asshole when the police come to the car. You were speeding. The man said, roll your window down. Roll your window down. He rolled it down. Yo, do what you gotta do. I gotta go. Roll the window back up with a 10 on it. You can't do it. Now, the cop was wrong too, because the cop was an asshole, and it was a battle of egos. And before we pull that white card, he was like Mexican or something. I'm probably being racist because he sounded like Tony Montana. He was like, I told you to throw the window down, man. And so I was like, okay, this is brown versus the black. So look, Reek, man. Reek was also trash, man. He was also trash. Did he deserve to get thrown to the ground? No, he did not. But roll the window down. That's all I'm gonna say. Roll the window down, you wouldn't have been on the ground. Say, hey, look, I'm Tyreek Hill, I'm late to the game. I'm sorry for speeding. That's it.
You got something, Rick?
No, nobody was trying to de-escalate that situation
At all.
And your man who, like, they said get out the car. They opened the door. He couldn't even, like, he didn't even step out yet, and they drug him out the car. Like, he was wilding. And then the other guy, when they pulled over to the side in the Bentley truck, he went over there. He went at him hard, and he was like, "Okay, I'm about to leave. You know, he told me to leave. I'm about to leave. Give me your license." He's like,
Yeah.
He told me to leave. Like, I'm about to. He was totally out of control.
No, he was.
Now,
and that was his teammate.
Yeah, that was just like, just out of control, man. Like, you know, and the other cops, whoever the body cam was, that cop was under control.
Didn't do anything.
He was the only. Yeah, he was trying to talk. Just, hey, you know. Just please get in don't park there. Please get in your car. Please leave. And dude was about to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So there was just, you know, I don't know how. I don't know Tyreek. Don't know how savvy he is. I'll say savvy. I won't say the like. I don't know how savvy he is, but like, come on, dog. Like, now what I did think was, he didn't want to roll his window down and like all these people driving by see him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a celebrity thing. Like, I know a lot of celebrities that drive with the dark tint, and if they know who you come on, like, let's use some, like, nobody using common sense to me in that situation. Nobody. Tyreek, the cop, like, nobody was using common sense in that situation. Like you said, very all ego driven.
Yeah, very well put.
I understand. Me and law enforcement have not seen eye to eye in a lot of situations. So I don't really see how Tyreek went too far. Yeah, he was talking. I don't even want to say he was talking crazy. He just said, don't knock on my window like that. Don't knock on my window like that. He said it about 4 or 5 times. Then he rolled the window back up. And then he said, I'm about to take you to jail. Tyreek said, okay, do what you got to do. Roll the window back up. So I don't know if that, like, needed all that stuff, but, you know, whatever. Your job as a cop is to protect and serve, and he didn't do anything like that. He didn't protect or serve. Well, he served Tyreek ass up on the platter.
Yeah,
but it just escalated.
And like when it was on the curb, Tyreek was trying to sit down. He just wasn't sitting down fast enough, and he was like, "I just had surgery on my knee. Like, relax." Like, and the other cop the cop who was holding him, I could tell he was trying to like guide him down. It wasn't like,
yeah, he was.
That dude, man, he was on one. Like,
it was egos, man.
Yeah.
But you can't, and I'll tell this all my brothers, man, my sons, my brothers. You get pulled over as a black man, and you got 10 on your window. Don't roll it back up, because some cops might have broke that window because they don't know what you doing and what you got.
He said that. We about to break it.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You don't know if he loading up a gun to shoot you or what. You don't know what he's doing.
Dog, I rolled down my window, and I rolled down the back window.
Yep. I turned on the dome light too and put my hands up like this. Hey, officer, how you doing?
That is as regular citizens, guys. Tyreek is allowed to do that just because he's a celebrity with money. Y'all know it's a different kind of behavior that they're allowed to get away with to a certain extent. Because let's just say America is like that. If you got money, it's a different judicial system
Mhm.
and it's a different way that you
Mhm.
can handle or talk to the police. But you said it right, B. If it's regular people out there, don't do that
Yeah,
shit.
regular people.
You gonna get shot.
You gonna get shot. Wish I would
Immediately.
be like, hey, sir.
You think
Yeah.
they knew who he was?
That's
Absolutely,
the
because
thing
He
you
I
can
was about
didn't.
to
hear.
ask, Rick.
No, you can hear dude in the background, the cop with the body cam, the chill one. He said, "Oh, that's
Yeah,
Tyreek
yeah.
Hill." You could hear him say that. He
Mhm.
told them, definitely told him when he wrote it down the first time. But let's just keep it real. Tyreek brought it on himself. Shouldn't be going 100 miles an hour in a 40. It should just
Yeah,
shouldn't be
because
doing that.
that piss off police too. That piss
Yeah,
them off too. Because that's reckless driving. Another tip. Don't do that as regular
yeah.
people. Because you
Don't
go
do
into
that at all.
jail.
You're going to jail and you will lose your license for life because you'll be dead.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
If
we in agreement.
he was doing that, I would have been like, Tariq, I need you to get out the car. We gonna take you to wherever you need to go from here.
Yeah,
And
leave
we
the
go ahead and
car.
pound your car, dog. Come
Yeah,
on, dog.
or just have
Like,
Drew come
really?
get you. He was on the phone with Drew Rosenhaus the whole time, Zen. Like, Drew,
Yeah.
they taking me
Yeah.
to jail. Drew, you got to get down here.
Like,
Then that was Brian
something
Rackbo.
gonna happen.
Not a Rackbo, but
That was a
Why he
Rackbo?
didn't?
no, the DN we used to have, number 90.
They put him in cuffs too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the
coming.
one his
Calais
teammate.
Campbell.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. And he was like
I heard
NFL Man
Calais
of the
Campbell
Year or
was a
something
part
like
of
that.
it.
Yeah. NFL Man of the
Oh,
Year
that
or
was
something
Calais
like that.
Campbell?
They
I
put
didn't
him
see
in
that was
cuffs.
Calais
Yeah.
Campbell.
They
Yeah,
cuffed him up.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
Calais
wow.
Campbell.
That's just sad,
Yeah,
though.
he gave a press conference. Yeah,
They-
but why
they-
Tariq didn't use his status though to be like, yo, I'm Tyreek Hill. I'm
trying.
sorry. I'm sorry, officer, but I'm trying to get to the game.
'Cause
They
he's
might
a
have gave him an
dick.
escort.
No, he's a dick.
Yeah, he was being a dick. Okay, we agree. All right,
Yeah.
we finally agree, man. We agree.
But
All
hey,
right.
Yeah,
you know I love to
I'd have
be a
been
dick.
like,
so-
hey, bro, we gonna have to impound this car. Something gonna have to happen for what you just did right there.
Like, bro,
Sorry.
you want to go to the game, Rick? You want to go to the game? I'm Tyreek Hill. Come on, you go in right now. We get you in. We got a section for you. Come on, just get me to the game, bro. You know we gonna lose.
Oh,
we gonna lose
we
in
going.
Jacksonville.
I'm gonna take you. I'm
No,
gonna
they
take you.
won.
But this
I
car
know,
going
they won.
downtown.
Yeah, well, Rick,
Impound day.
you don't want to take me to jail, man. Come on, you gonna lose your job. I'm Tyreek Hill.
Look, B, quit holding on to this, man. Let this thing go.
I missed y'all last week, man. We got Ricky. Told you we probably get another 45 minutes.
Look, I'm like Mel. All right, I see it right about here, and then B. Let it go.
You were slow on the trigger. I was taking advantage.
Oh, whoa,
Like
too
Trump,
soon
just
on
taking
the
advantage.
trigger. Too soon on the trigger. Police brutality.
Yeah, for real. Oh man, but hey, Rick. Look, hey man, for a second there, I was worried if you was gonna get any speaking time tonight. But some slots opened up for you, man. You was
I knew
able
how to
squeeze in there.
interject in. Yeah. It was getting
Because
Yo.
boy, once I was like, man, he really was pent up about this one. He went for like 20 minutes straight. I was like, oh, snap.
Sorry,
I was
dog.
scared.
Sorry.
He turned the Hulk Hogan on me, man. I thought he was gonna rip
Yo.
his shirt off. Let me tell you something, brother.
and then Taboo was like, y'all did the same thing to Baker when he got
Doing the
just
chop,
to
so
keep it the same.
I'm sorry now. I need one of them
Same
besides.
energy. That boy got heated.
Hey, Watson, man, where a good massage parlor at, Watson? I need a massage.
Oh man. But hey, but appreciate you, brother. Another good job, man. Good job for my man, Replacement Rip. I'm gonna give you a round of applause, brother.
Solid.
Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, Coach E.
Yes. Guardian. Playoffs in.
Yes, sir. You got to play. I was about to say you got a playoff word. You got that too. You got a post-game word for the people.
Yes, I do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, gather around. Take a knee. All eyes on me. Today's word is, who are you? I need everybody to know who you are. Just know who you are internally and believe who you really are. Because some people get confused about what you do. They believe that's who you are. I'm a coach. I'm a personal trainer. But that's not who I am. But the morals of the person that I am, help aid the coach and the personal trainer to deal with the people that I come in contact with. So I know who I am, and that's why I'm in the professions that I am in, because of the person that I am. So know who you are so you can bring the best out of somebody else in any kind of situation. Do not let what you do define you. You define you. Know who you are, be the best you, and bring the best out of everybody that you come in contact with, being your original self. Who are you?
All right, let's go.
Win on me, win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win! It sounds so sweet.
All right, E, go ahead and get us on up out of here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to another episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons. Boy, Rick showed up and did his thing. Switched hats at least 4 times. The boy was on tap with the subject. He had wardrobe change immediately ready on tap. So appreciate you, Rick, holding it down, buddy, as always. With that being said, see you next week.
Break.
Thank you for tuning in to Game for All Seasons with Coach E. Remember to hit the like or subscribe button on Coach E's YouTube channel. To listen on the go, download wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure to follow Coach E on Instagram, X, and TikTok at BigF216. Contact us at www.perfecttimefitness.com for one-on-one or group training sessions. Our theme music provided by Mr. Taboo Timmons on SoundCloud at Mr. Taboo Timmons. Once again, thanks for listening and see you next week.